Yeah.
So we're out at the range today with the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 380. Full disclosure, we did shoot some 3-4 magazines, filmed a couple of shorts. Very first magazine, 12 round mag, we were shooting the Fiocchi. Is that right, the Fiocchi? We were shooting the Fiocchi, I think it's 960 foot per second or what have you, 95 grain. We had 2 failures to completely go back into battery. I then shot the Remington UMC, did not have any problems with battery issues on that one, and so we loaded up the 12 round mag with the Remington, and then the 10 round we put Fiocchi in it, and we did another short and everything went off without a hitch. No more battery issues. However, it did not lock back on the empty mag on either one of them. So I'm standing here at about 9 yards. I know that people say this is a close quarter weapon, so you know, maybe 7, 6, 5 yards, stuff like that. But I don't want to be close quarters to this steel and catch any shrapnel. So we're shooting at 9 yards today. So I'm going to try a little bit for accuracy here. We'll put up a photo of the targets once I'm done shooting, and then we'll talk a little bit about what I think about it. It's getting a little better. It was a little sloppy going when the slide was going home, but it is getting a little better. And having to choke up on this thing doesn't help because it's so short. So I was shooting low. Group is phenomenal, but I was shooting low, which is typical. I don't know why. I typically shoot low with small guns like this, like the Ruger LCP. I've always notoriously shot low with that. That was the Fiocchi. Let me see. Yeah, so that was the Fiocchi. I'm gonna shoot this 10 round mag with the Remington. It seemed like in the shorts the Remington was a little bit more accurate than the Fiocchi was, which is kind of surprising to me, but I'm gonna shoot over here on this other target and see if there's a difference. It's definitely getting better going back into battery, that's for sure. So it didn't lock back on the 10 round mag. Did it lock back on the 12? I couldn't.
I don't remember.
I think it did. I think it locked back on the 12 round mag, but it did not lock back on the 10 round mag there with the Remington. But I definitely shot more where I was aiming. So instead of shooting low on that one, I was getting, it's a very similar group, but definitely more where I was aiming. So my thoughts about the thing is, now the original Bodyguard I thought was just an absolutely ineffective weapon. I didn't think it was an effective weapon up close. I didn't think it was an effective weapon, period. The trigger was horrible. The ergonomics was horrible. It was very difficult to hold on to, and I understand the concept behind it. It was a pocket pistol, and but this one, you know, although it does height, length, all of that, it is a little bit bigger than the original Bodyguard, so you would expect it to feel better in the hand. Even with the 10 round mag in here, it still feels good in the hand. I mean, that's the first thing I said when I picked it up in the store. With the 10 round mag, I could still get a 3-finger purchase on there. So I could still hold this gun very, very comfortably and easily. My wife said the same exact thing. And so as far as that goes, definitely I like it better than the original Bodyguard, no question, because I thought that was a completely ineffective weapon. It does have the tritium orange front sight, which for me, I love orange front sight. Picks up very well in the low light conditions we find ourselves in right now, and even in the sunlight. So that's an added bonus, that's a plus. Overall, I kind of actually like the gun altogether. It has nice, very functional front and rear slide serrations that, again, I don't really do the whole press check thing, but if you guys done that, they are very, very functional. So what I'm gonna do is, you know, because for whatever reason, the guy in the gun store said that it's mostly women that come in looking at this. So I'm gonna let my wife shoot it, spray paint the target, maybe try to get the camera down on the target a little bit and see where she's hitting that. Again, standing here about 9 yards. Let's load up and do that.
Bad at first, I didn't like it, but this second round, I think I got used to it.
Well, yeah, you know, everybody says that when they shoot better with it, you know. Oh, I like it now.
I think I shot better than you did.
I'm
in the middle, you were at the bottom.
That's a good possibility. No, that was pretty good right there. And at first you were saying that it was, I think the slide lock was eating up your thumb.
Yeah.
Is it still doing that?
Yeah, it is.
But it is a small gun, so you would expect that. But I mean, I don't know. Like it doesn't have an optic. You're just using the front sight. Your Rose, your 365 has an optic.
Oh, they don't compare to the Rose.
What do you mean?
I like the Rose, recoil, everything better on the Rose.
Well, it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger gun.
I took my SIG P938, the ultimate pocket pistol, if you didn't know already, and I put my my Bodyguard in there. So try to pull from the pocket where most people's going to carry it. No, I'm just playing. Did not lock back on the 10 rounder. Like I said, the group is pretty good. I'm still consistently shooting low. My wife keeps reminding me that that she shot better than me. Although I will say that the follower on this, the orange follower, is way, way better built, if you will, way more rigid than the one on the LCP Max. Those magazines are horrible. Any day I expect one of them just to come flying out, if I'm being honest. I'm really a little worried about John wicking them on the ground. But These magazines seem okay. They're actually incredibly tight. So that last 1 or 2 rounds, like I literally never have to use a mag loader, but I had to use a mag loader on both of them to get the last round in. So they are incredibly tight. I expect that that would loosen up. You know, in the pocket here, it does fit in the pocket with the 12 round mag, and it does come out relatively easy. So definitely would be suitable for a pocket carry. Put it in your DeSantis holster. That's what I carry. I know other people say there's better holsters, but it does come out of the pocket real easy. So I think it's definitely suitable for that, even with the 12 round mag in there. Like I said, if you go down in that pocket, it comes out pretty easy. So definitely suitable for that. The only issues we had, and one of them was off camera, so we didn't get to get it on camera, but after again, the first magazine, we had 2 failures to go back into battery. Again, I think maybe that could be, I don't know. I'm not even going to venture a guess as to why that is. After that first magazine, I did oil the rails a little bit, and also oiled the feed ramp. Just put a little drop of oil on that. Not sure if that helped, not sure if that made it better. It definitely seemed to stop having the battery issues after that. We went through about 6 more magazines after that without a issue as far as going back into battery. But it wasn't always locking back on the empty magazine. And again, that could be limp wristing a little bit. I am having to choke back on this a little bit to keep my thumb away from the end. It could be me, I don't know. But it's not always locking back on the empty magazine. 100% I like the gun. 100% I would recommend the gun. And 100% I think you could. It is an effective bodyguard now over the original bodyguard. So we got it up here on the truck, tried to put it on the orange dirty rag here so it would show up a little bit. Again, as mentioned, it does come with the 12 round magazine and the 10 round magazine with the orange followers. And just to kind of give you an example of what I meant when I was talking about the followers on the, I mean, that's about to come out of there. You see that right there? I mean, I don't know how well that shows up, but that is some kind of flimsy right there. The crazy thing is the mags look very similar, but you see that is a lot stiffer, a lot better made. And one time when I John Wicked this on the ground, this whole follower came out. That did not happen with these. So definitely has a better magazine on it, 12 and 10 round, than does the Ruger. So the Ruger magazines, as I mentioned in the tabletop that I already did with it, is complete garbage. So you do have a memory pad here, but I will say that if you're using that memory pad, you got your thumb right there where it's intended to be. You're awful close to the end. Now I have shot like that, and I do feel comfortable with that. So you probably would want to choke up on the gun a little bit. Very nice, as I mentioned, functional slide serrations there on the front, on the rear. Very similar texturing to what you see on the M&Ps, the Shield, stuff like that. It's not quite as aggressive, so it will not be sticky in your pocket where most people are going to carry this. As mentioned, does have the tritium field orange front sight, does have a 2-piece metal guide rod, you know, more than I can say for some others. And again, surprisingly, I guess the most surprising thing for me, especially over the original Bodyguard, is the trigger. So you have the center blade safety, which I'm not a huge fan of, but that would be the case for any of them. And you see the take up there. It hits a wall and it pretty much breaks right there on the wall. It's not a rolling break, and there's 0 grit in it. Surprisingly, I like the trigger. You do have a well-defined slide lock here that sticks off the side of the frame quite a bit. Now my wife said that was eating her up. I guess if she has it right here like this, she said that thing was just eating the meat off of her thumb. So it's a little snappy. I mean, it's a 380, it's a small gun. She said it was way more snappy than her Rose 365, but as you can see just how much wider the 365 is, how much more girth it has on it. Definitely is weightier, way less recoil on this. So she said she liked it better still yet. But this is smaller. This is more pocket size. This is more of, like I said, the
LCP Max here. It's almost a very similar in size. Triggered way better on this than the LCP Max. I don't even really know what that is. I did complain about it in the original review. This isn't a review and comparison of these three guns, although we are going to do that. The box didn't really come, it did not come with a speed loader. It came with 2 magazines as mentioned. Did come with your lock, came with a traditional Smith & Wesson box here, did have a magazine. We were shooting the range dynamics. I said shooting dynamics, but it's actually range dynamics. 95 grain, 960 foot per second. I looked over this entire box, cannot find what the foot per second is on this. I'm sure I'd have to look it up online. But this was performing way better than the Fiocchi, which I have had some issues with some of this range dynamic Fiocchi ammo. This was more accurate, and this seemed to shoot better and have so all 3 of the failure to go back into battery was with the Fiocchi ammunition. This was flawless and, as mentioned, more accurate. But this is what we were shooting today. Overall, would I recommend the gun? Yes, I would, but I would say go out to the range, run it a little bit, clean it, run it some more. I'd probably want to put about, I don't know, 300-400 rounds through it just to make sure that if there's any issues with those failure to go back into battery, that you get that worked out of it. But overall, I like it. Just go over, check me out on Patreon. You know, give us some monthly support, $3, $4, $2, $5. Whatever you can afford to do each month. It really helps out, helps buy this ammunition, helps come out to the range, buy the gas, buy the editing software, so that we can continue to put these videos up. Also, check out gsquaredtactical.com. Pick up these awesome hats. We got coasters, keychains, all kinds of things. Make sure you hit the thumbs up.